We turn now to our weekly segment, TikTalk, where we take a closer look at the story behind the sensation. When she is not making excellent instructional cooking videos on her TikTok feed, our next guest is chronicling her day as a private chef in the Hamptons. Meredith Hayden, best known as Wishbone Kitchen, has gained more than 2 million followers, whipping up tasty dishes for her clients. Take a look.
Come to work with me as a private chef. This is my last time cooking in the city before heading out to the Hamptons for the summer, so that's exciting. I'll actually be in Europe for the next 2 weeks on a work trip, so there's still some time before Hamptons content, but it's coming soon.
All right, Meredith joins us now. Meredith, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. You call yourself the Walmart Martha Stewart. Why?
I think I always have looked up to her for not only focusing on the food aspect of hosting, but also, plating and tablescapes. And I've fallen in love with making my own florals at home. So I've just always loved her vibe. And I feel like I kind of replicate that in a way that's a bit more approachable and accessible for people my age.
Well, all that's left then is to become best friends with Snoop Dogg. Right? That's
Exactly.
Your day in the life videos document your weekly commute from New York City to the Hamptons. I'm wondering, why did you decide to record that part of your job with everything else that you do?
I feel like I've always wanted to just be very transparent with people as far as how my job works. And sometimes I'm posting in the city, but then sometimes I'm posting in the Hamptons. So it was more of a way to just answer people's questions like, what are you doing? Do you work in the city or do you work out in the Hamptons? And the answer is both. So that's why I started documenting the logistic aspect.
Well, I think that's kind of cool because most people would think that working as a private chef sounds glamorous. I'm wondering, tell me something that is glamorous about it, but then something that's surprising about your job.
I think, you're surrounded by glamorous things. You're cooking in these beautiful homes and you have access to these beautiful gardens in the backyard and you get to go to the farm stands, which is amazing. But, you're really doing the nitty-gritty work that is prepping all of this food and cleaning up all of this mess that you make in the kitchen. So you don't get to sit back and enjoy it as much as your clients do, but it definitely doesn't hurt to have a long workday with those kinds of views.
Right. I'm curious because there is a difference, and some people prefer to cook or bake. Which one do you like best?
I hate baking. I mean, I just really don't love the idea of having to follow directions and measure things precisely. I'm very much like winging it in the kitchen whenever I'm cooking. I'm never measuring. I'm never really setting a timer. So that doesn't really work out so well when you're baking.
So for rising chefs right now looking to do what you do, go into the private sector, what advice would you give them on how to get started and then how to build a clientele?
Just start practicing by hosting dinner parties for friends and family. That way you can gain confidence in delivering that kind of service. I personally worked with my culinary school to establish a clientele, but there are lots of private chef agencies out there these days. If you just Google private chef agency, you'll find so many different resources. But I've found that social media is your greatest superpower for marketing yourself and connecting with potential clients.
All right. So before we go, fall's coming and everybody's thinking about, I guess, pumpkin spice lattes and everything pumpkin spice. I like a good pumpkin spice beer. But can you share a recipe for the fall that you like?
Sort of pumpkin-y. It's a butternut squash mac and cheese. Ooh. You make it super quickly by throwing some cubed squash, onions, garlic into the oven, getting them nice and roasted and caramelized, pureeing them with chicken stock. That would be a great soup on its own, but I like to toss it with some pasta and some of my favorite cheese. I like to do a nice aged Gouda, but it would also be great with Parmesan or a cheddar cheese. And then I like to top it with some buttery, crispy mushrooms.
Wow. Well, you had me at mac and cheese. Meredith, thanks so much for joining us and giving a look behind the scenes of what you do. You can find more of Meredith's tasty recipes on wishbonekitchen.com.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.